Hello, and welcome to another gnöd-möd tutorial. I'm Justin, and I made this deck of cards that has these cards, the gnöd cards, as well as these cards, the möd cards. Look, different shapes, what's going on there. It all means something about music. The more you explore it, the more there is to explore. Just like with music. I just want to give you a nice, accurate vocabulary. So, this right here is the set of möd cards. There are 41 of these. I happen to make this while I'm currently the age of 41. So, I don't know, coincidence, synchronicity, it kind of works out really nice. We're going to take a look at how this is to help us with ear training. So, you've probably heard of this before. Who hasn't? That's a pretty common thing. I think a lot of people have heard of that before. You know what I'm saying? Have you heard this? Oh, it's the same thing going the opposite direction. Direction? Direction? Why would I use the word direction to talk about this? I don't know, because so many people already do that as well. If I go in this direction, that's up. And then you'd be like, that's down. Yes, of course, I'm stating the obvious, like a captain of the obvious. But I think a huge misconception that a lot of people get caught up in is just thinking about, oh, a scale is something that I go up and go back down. There's so many ways that you can connect those dots. Connect those dots. Yeah, I have the body cam on. It's cool. Let's talk about the ways that we can connect those dots. First off, you can choose a number of notes. For instance, two notes. And if I'm looking at this 2-note card, I'm going to see that these 2 notes are going to be right next to each other. And that can be this 2 notes. Or it could be the next set of 2 notes. And then it could be the next set of 2 notes. And then it could be the next set of 2 notes. And so on. And for some reason, this feels very similar to this. And if it feels like it's similar, then we're doing the good work that we ought to be doing. We're looking for the similarities of feeling, and yet also being able to differentiate and discern the differences of how they are technically different, even though they feel like they're producing the same effect musically. gnöd-möd. Sorry, I just had to say the name of it randomly. So that if I were to do those two things, for instance, the single note scale going up through the scale like a lesson, and then do the other thing where just the group of 2, 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 group of 2. Forgive my piano technique. If I do it at the same time, it's going to feel like they're essentially doing the same thing. Perhaps with some kind of fancy embellishment. I think that's what's going on. So essentially what I'm saying is that you start to really understand which notes are which by doing more variations in the scale. And there's really only a finite set of variations that you could possibly even consider, which is why there's only 41 cards that tell you which notes to choose in this whole deck. That's right, out of the gnöd-möd set, the gnöd cards, there's only 41. And coincidence, I happen to be 41 right now, though not for long. My birthday's coming up pretty soon. So, you might say like, wait a minute, if I have 2 notes, blah, 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 2 notes here, then what I might want to do is think about how do I play those 2 notes? Well, I have a dice system to help us come to those conclusions. Let's conclude which variations we should consider. So, in this set, I have 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, 4 section. These little numbers are in little triangles. And they're in triangles because they're actually supposed to represent tetrahedrons, which is a 4-sided object of 3 dimensions. You know what? I don't like using that term 3 dimensions. I actually prefer to say that it exists within 3 coordinate system space. And so I might choose, all right, which variation am I going to choose? How about I'll roll this and look for the triangle number, because if you take a look at the die that would come with this, you would say, oh, there's a 1 in a triangle. Where's the 2 in the triangle? I know you're in here. Oh, there's a 2 in the triangle. Where's the 3 in the triangle? Oh, there's a 3 in the triangle. Oh, and there's a 4 in the triangle. So then I would say, okay, let's choose. Which one of these triangle notes? I see. Oh, it's giving me the easy one. A 1 in a triangle. See that? 1 in a triangle? Yeah. 1 in a triangle. So then I'm going to choose one of these two. So that means I need to look which option I have. A 1 in a circle or a 2 in a circle. And this die also has a 1 in a circle or a 2 in a circle. And those are the only options because it's supposed to represent a coin. Heads or tails, you got 2 options. Let's flip this coin, which is actually really a rhombic dodecahedron. And it's a 1 in the circle. Give me a nice easy one. So it's like... And that sounds pretty good to me. Now, I could also use it as a singing exercise and be like, oh, 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 oh. And it was the same thing that I hopefully just played on the keyboard. But you know what? What if I wanted to take a look? Ah, this card. Another way to choose 2 notes. It's a green card. It sounds like it's going to have a skipped note in between, and that is the very simple rule to follow and move through every option in the scale. But let's get some different variations, shall we? Blah, 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 blah. Keep an eye on the time. I have a student in 10 minutes. All right, here we go. And 1 triangle, why is it giving me the easy ones all the time? I want to see some of these other ones. Whatever, I'm going to roll with it. Get it? Dice, roll with it. All right, so I'm back in the first one again, but let's see what kind of circle I'm going to roll. What? A 1 circle again? Oh, man. I got to do it the simple way. All right, so I'm going to do this first one. If I take a look at it close up with the body cam, I don't know if it's a good resolution or not. I have the 1 in the circle or the 2 in the circle. If I got 2 options, I could flip a coin. If you lose this die, you can just flip a coin and be like, hey, 1 is heads, 2 is tail. Zzz. Tails. 2 is tails. Works the same way. So that if I say, all right, I had a 1 before, instead of having 2 notes that are right next to each other in a scale like this, I can have 2 notes that are a skip apart like this. And it has a different sound. Now, we're introducing new vocabulary to our ears, and if we treat it like a language, maybe you can start to differentiate between and which one was the step and which one was the skip. I think you can already tell the difference, and it's working just like magic in that way. 1 little drip drop of information at a time. So then I could take that and move that through the scale. Ugh, pardon me, my hands are all sorts of messed up today. Oh, sorry, okay, anyway. Getting carried away. And then wait a minute, let's see. Is it gonna give us a different one? Oh, yes. Another 2 note. As you can see, it's going to start introducing new options of more skips. So now instead of skipping over 1 note, I'm going to be playing what you could call a 4th. You could call it a 4th and leave out the 2 notes in between. Like that. But let's get a different pattern. All right, give me something different. 1 in the triangle again. Wow. This is like snake eyes over and over and over again. Let's see what's going to be in the circle. 1 in the circle again. Oh my word. All right, you're probably gonna have better luck with coming up with different patterns doing this. I like to end on the last note just by itself to make sure that it feels really nice, because you might notice that certain groups will have certain kind of rules of feeling associated with them. For instance, if I play this purple, that's a purple card. I don't need to use quote fingers. It's a purple card. If I need to use this purple card and I'm playing this purple card, if I play the 2nd note every single time, it might feel very weird at the end. If I do the first, yeah, that kind of feels like it was finished, but it kept on going and it should have stopped, right? Something was weird. But if I try that again and play instead only this note, only this note, the bottom note of the card, at the last group, it'll sound and feel much more resolved. so much nicer. And then it's like, all right, just like learning how to speak a language, you learn to speak a language best by speaking the language. You just kind of found a hidden rule in the language of music. Cool. Nice lexicon we got here. And let's keep going. What if I were to sing that? Yeah, you could sing. Works. You could sing it. You could play it on the. I don't have a guitar here with me. You could put it on a guitar. You could put it on any instrument if you understand what the notes of the scale are. And then you start to work it out. Let's see. What's the next one? Another purple one. Why are there 2 purple cards? That might be for another video. But yeah, it's another one. As you can see, there's now skipping 3 notes in between. So we're going a total distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, AKA a fifth. Let's see, give me a different, please. 2 in the triangle. Statistics, finally. The probability of something different. Let's see, I have, since I'm in this, the second section, I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options. And they each have 3 beats per word, or whatever you want to call them. You can call them blobs, for lack of a better word. And I'm going to roll this because I have 6 options. It's going to be your classic 6-sided die. Mine is green because I really like the color green. It's been like a lifelong thing. I've always really liked that color green. Whoa. 2. Oh, yes. So now this is going to sound like this. Because looking at this, I can see that I have a bottom note, a top note, and a middle note. That's what these different heights represent. You're going to have, out of any 2 notes, oh, that's not the right purple card. This is the purple card. We're doing the 5th. It's the exact same thing. In fact, all of the 2-note card patterns are going to be identical, and they're going to give you the exact same orders of notes to play. But they might have slightly different colors. For instance, oh yes, that one's yellow, that one's brown, this one's yellow, that one's brown, but this is red, and that one's red, and that one's blue, and that one's blue. Yeah, there's all sorts of fun little Easter eggs in there. But let's get back to this. So, number 2, that's going to be like this. Do I play the keyboard like a piano? I'm sorry. Do I play the keyboard like a guitar player? I think I do. So, that was that. I can move it down. I don't know if I could sing that low. I think I'm too low for my voice. And interestingly enough, this one feels like I can play the full group as that last group instead of just landing on that last note. Wait a minute. And then here's another 2-note card. And then here's another 2-note card. And those are the only 2-note cards there are. There's only 6 2-note cards because there's only 6 ways that you could choose 2 notes out of a 7-note scale. Yeah, that's why there's only these 6. And if I wanted to say choose, if I wanted to say choose a 3-note card, this one might feel familiar because this group of notes in relationship from a scale gets used an awful lot. In fact, I could think of one internet meme, the first internet meme. Yes, Keyboard Cat. Play him off, Keyboard Cat. I miss my cat. He's at home right now. He misses me too because he wants food. He wants food. But anyway, if I take a look at this, I could say, ooh, I've got some options here. Let's take a look. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 options. I happen to have an 11-sided die. Let's see which one I'm going to do. Number 1, really starting from the beginning. Oh my goodness, it literally lands on 1 every single time. It's like the cards are trying to start like in an easy place in this tutorial video or something. Thanks, cards. Really, I really appreciate that. All right, so that's gonna literally just be like, all right, out of these 3 notes, we have our bottom note, middle note, top note. And then over here, we're gonna say, oh yeah, this is gonna be bottom note, middle note, top note. That is literally the pattern. singing exercise. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna start. Whoa, 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 yeah, something like that. But wait a minute, there's more, because on these 3-note cards, we could change the starting note. And if I look at this pattern number 1, above this lowest note that appears first, I see dot number 1. Over this middle note, I see 2 dots. And then over this top note, I see 3 dots, meaning I can start on any one of those patterns. For instance, I'm going to use the 3, which, by the way, if you take a look, in the middle of this die right here, you're going to see that the numbers that are not in triangles or circles are either 1 or 2 or 3. That is a D3. This will give us 3 options. Let's see which note I can start on to play the exact same set of notes in a slightly different pattern or order. 2. Ooh, I like that one. So instead of starting on the bottom note and going like this, I'm going to start on the middle note and go, save that bottom note for last. What? Did that make sense to your ears? Well, this game, is it a game? Music is a game. This is just a deck of cards to encourage you to come up with your own games or see how there's all sorts of different games you could do. Ludus Tonalis, Paul Hindemith, name dropping, Ludus Tonalis. All right, anyway. Let's get back to these games, right? I'm going to move that down through the scale, but I'm going to start on the middle note. Go middle, top, bottom, 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 middle, top, bottom. Let's try a different one. I want to use this one again. Is that a 6? It is a 6. It's not the 9 because the 9's over here and there's a little dot there next to that 6. I'll show you over here too and over here. Oh, I gotta go. I got a lesson. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that.